Welcome, what is up? Thank you for tuning back into the Chaos Slayer. Of course, I am Chris Chaos here with the 411 for SmackDown Live. Las Vegas, Nevada. How I miss thee so much. Anyway, pretty good night. I mean, you gotta say, it was a really good show. The ending was just so superb. I couldn't have booked it any better. Well, technically I could, but we won't pull that hair tonight. Kevin Owens starts off the show. Not exactly how I would have started it. I would have started it more like AJ and Tye in the United States title match. Just right at the gate. Let's go at it. I also would have ended the night with the tag team titles. But considering how they ended the show, I understand why they didn't. I just wish that match would have been in a better slot. Of course, and Dolph Ziggler comes out of Shayna, which I thought was funny. After Kevin is, he's calling out Vince and trying to get him to come out now. Of course, Vince isn't there yet, so, and of course he's gonna fire Sami Zayn because he's gonna sue the WWE and he's gonna win. He's gonna own WWE, and then what's gonna happen is he's gonna fire Sami because, of course, why wouldn't he? And then he's going to put Tom Phillips and Byron Saxton in one suit. Both of them in the same big suit. He's going to redo the theme music for SmackDown. We found out later that Aiden English is going to sing the opening to SmackDown, which is funny. Anyway, Daniel Bryan comes out. You're not doing anything, blah, blah, blah. Vince is going to be here, and you're not going to like what he says. And then, of course, KO says, well, he's not going to like what I'm going to say. And we move on. AJ Styles beats Tye Dillinger in the United States title. Baron tries to interfere. Of course, he takes a phenomenal forearm. It was a good show. A good showing for Tye. I just feel like, he's put in a position where he's not going to win the title, or at least that's the thinking, is that he's not going to win, but anything can happen. He could have won the title for all we know. And then Baron attacks AJ, attacks Tye after the match, and then tells AJ, because he's sleeping, and when he wakes up, he'll find out that he is challenging AJ next week. We'll see how that goes. Jinder Mahal promo makes fun of Shinsuke Nakamura, which to me is just funny. I don't like the cadence of Jinder's promo. I just think he needs to work on that a little more. He'll get better in time. Some people just felt like it went on and on and on. I feel like those people just don't really understand what's going on here. It's normally, I feel like it's my job to try to explain. I'm going to let others try to figure this one out on their own. Kevin Owens backstage with Sami. That's one day they're going to get back together, and I can't wait to see that. But hopefully not before they kill each other during a WrestleMania match. It's going to be awesome. One-on-one match, by the way, is what I want to see. The tag titles, Sin City Street Fight. New Day is the new tag team champions for the 4th time. I like it, but I don't like it. I don't necessarily want these guys to go back and forth with the titles, but I kind of feel like that's what's going to happen, because I still feel like the Usos are going to get the titles back, because I gotta think that Breezango is going to get into a feud or a story, as it were, here very shortly for the tag team titles. I mean, they've got to. Anybody that watched 205 Live tonight knows exactly what I'm about to say, or knows that Breezango is over. I mean, that's just the way it is. And such a phenomenal match. I mean, these 4 guys including Xavier, even though he's injured, I guess, and didn't compete tonight. These 5 guys have such chemistry with each other. It's just amazing. The women's title, Natty beats Naomi, retains the title. Carmelo on commentary with Ellsworth on a leash, which is just funny. My big complaint about this is that neither one of these girls got a live entrance. How do you not give these two a live entrance? But you give the Hype Bros and Gable and Shelton Benjamin entrances. Both. I think it was kind of the tail end of the Hype Bros entrance, but still, how do you give them entrances, but you don't give the two girls that are going for the women's title a proper entrance? You know, you're doing the introductions in the ring, you know, because of the title match, it makes sense, but you gotta let the girls come out on TV and get that pop, and for the home audience to see that pop. Or, you know, that heat in Natty's case. So, I mean, that to me was just a fail. I couldn't understand because it was so early in the night, or there was still so much time left. I think this match started around 8:12 or something. It was just, of course, it's the Central Time. That's where I'm at. Mind-boggling to me why I had to throw a huge flag on that. I call total bullshit on it. I just don't get it. I don't know what their mindset is. Why we gotta save time for something else. I mean, it's whatever. And then the Hype Bros and Gable and Benjamin. Of course, Gable and Benjamin won. Zach wouldn't shake hands at the end of the match. Maybe he's turning heel. Who knows? And then we get to the moment of truth. Vince and Kevin Owens. And I wrote this down. Normally, you know, I don't like to go off of a script. But when something like this is so big, I kind of just wrote down a bunch of stuff, and I'm just going to kind of read it. Basically, KO's out. He's waiting on Vince. Vince finally comes out, and, you know, they go back and forth for a minute. And, you know, Vince says, you know, I suspended Shane, but not because he hit you. It's because he didn't finish you like he should have. You know, you say you have respect for authority, but how do you have respect for yourself? You let Shane McMahon, somebody that shouldn't have, it was implied, he never said this, but somebody that shouldn't have been beating on you, just completely beat on you. Anyway, Vince says that he's going to make the match Kevin Owens versus Shane at Hell in a Cell. Now, I don't particularly like the way that Vince done it. I thought he could have stretched that out for maybe a couple more seconds and then said, Hell in a Cell. Something like that. I won't do the Vince, you're fired thing. So, we'll move past that. But Vince said he would fire Kevin Owens if he tried to sue. So, which I think that would be another lawsuit, wouldn't it? Anyway, wrongful termination. Anyway, you're not supposed to think about that though, but I do. The Kevin Owens, he looks like he's kind of shocked, but then he asked for Vince's word. He said, "I need your word that I won't get fired for what I do." To Shane, and I need your word that I won't get fired if I attack a provoking McMahon. This is very key. And when he said this, my spidey senses started tingling because he said McMahon. He didn't say Shane, which means he's about to attack Vince. That's from, and everybody, if you would have really paid attention, could have saw that coming a mile away. I mean, it was just so great. And then, so, you have my word. They dropped the microphones. It looks like Vince says something to him, and I thought, this is Vince telling him to make it look good. And he was, make it look good. And he headbutts him. And Vince starts bleeding. I don't know if Vince bladed himself before he come out there. You know, there's a way that you can blade yourself, and then later, if you really put pressure on that spot, that's how it starts bleeding. You know, you make just a small cut. but it will bleed if you're hit hard enough. And he headbutted him completely, which I could not believe that Vince took that. I have never seen Vince take a straight up headbutt, legit headbutt. I still got all the props in the world for Vince McMahon as a performer, as just a person. He's one of my idols, one of my personal idols, by the way. I love Vince. And then he, Kevin Owens, he kicks Vince in the ribs. He gives him a super kick, and then he gives him a frog splash. Love it, love it, love it, love it. What I didn't love, Kevin Owens did not have that kind of a sinister smile like that the heel Kevin Owens should have after he just beat up the boss. And I enjoyed it too. He was remorseful. He's like, oh my God, what have I just done? And then Stephanie comes out. I didn't like the fact that Stephanie came out. I thought that was dumb, just to be honest with you. And then she kind of yells at him for a minute, and then she goes to check on Vince. And then, SmackDown ends with Vince trying to ease up the walkway. But anyway, I thought the segment was very solid, very good business between these two. And this is just going to add fire to Shane when he comes back, probably next week. I can't wait to see it. It's going to be pretty awesome. So, Hell in a Cell, let's just hope Shane don't die, because he's going to dive. He's going to try to dive. Anyway, so that's all I have for SmackDown. Stay tuned. Mae Young Classic finale thoughts are coming very shortly. But until then, deuces, Chaos is out.